Right, let's go. Hi guys, welcome to today's lesson on how to play the solo from Stand By Me. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go through two different solos. I'm going to go through the intro solo, which really gives you a good vibe of how he plays those lead lines throughout the whole rest of the song. And then I'm going to do the bridge solo, which I think a lot of people consider to be the main solo. And that's got a slightly different feel. Not massively different, but just slightly different. As with a lot of his songs, we're kind of G major, E minor, which are the same scale. We're mostly using that G major pentatonic position 5, which would be E minor pentatonic position 1. When we're adding in the odd extra note, most notably this F sharp note at 11th fret G string, I'll forget my volume up, is going to be added on in both solos, you know, that kind of thing. So, but basically a lot of the same vibe as we've done before. G major pentatonic, E minor pentatonic, basically. So what we'll do, I'm just gonna run through both solos basically in one lesson. Hopefully it won't be too long. If it's too long, obviously I'll split it, but you don't need to know that. So it actually starts with a big slide. When we start at 15 on the E string, we slide down to 3, and we hold that 3 for a long time. I actually don't have a lot of distortion on, and it's not particularly loud. So what you want to do is have more distortion and make it louder than my guitar is at the moment. And you'll get that really good sustain and feedback, but obviously I don't want it too loud because I'm trying to record this video. Cool, so then that's really the first bit, and that holds there. The first chord goes G, then it's a B7, and he leaves the E string open so it becomes a B7 with an added 11. Then it's C, and then we're in. So we're going to start on 12th fret D string, and we're going to hammer onto the 14th fret. Then I'm going to play 12th fret on the G string, hopefully you can see that there. Then 14 on the G. Then I'm going to bend that G string up a tone so it reaches this note, okay, which would be up there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same bend again, 14th fret G string, but this time I'm going to bend up and down. Okay, so... Oh, slightly sharp, my apologies. And then what I'm going to do on the G string 12th fret, I'm going to hammer onto 14, and then I'm going to play 12 twice, and that's my first lick. Okay, I'm just on the bridge pickup. I'm just going to move to the middle one. First lick. The next bit, all I'm going to do is I'm going to play that 12th fret again, still my first finger. I'm going to play that twice. I'm going to move back to the 11th fret, all on the G string. So that's a very, very nice simple bit, and that's a really nice tonal change where we're using a note from the G major scale, but not from the pentatonic. So it sounds a little bit unusual, but it's not too crazy. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to this 12th fret D string and hammer on 12 to 14, then 12 on the G, then up to 14 on the D, then back to 12 on the G. And that's how I'm going to pick it. It's a little bit faster, that bit. Oh, sorry. So what you can do there is you can bar it, but you don't want it to ring together too much. You want it to be two separate ones. So what I'm actually doing is I'm just doing little bits of killing those notes by just releasing my first finger a little bit, okay? Or you can move your hand. Okay, because I don't want it to be... That's not what I want. I want it to be much cleaner than that, okay? So let me just do those first kind of 2 licks combined. 2, 3. That's it. Oh, my cat's going to jump up. Hey, catty. Yeah, not really the best time, but thanks for your participation in this video. There you go. That's the joys of having a cat. So then our final lick is going to be very, very similar actually to the first lick. What I'm going to do is no cat. I'm going to go on the D string and on play 12th fret again, D string. I'm going to hammer onto 14. Then I'm going to do the same thing on G string, 12 to 14. Then 12th fret G string. Okay. Then back to this G string 14th fret for a bend. Then I'm going to do another bend, this time up and down. and then I'm going to do that same thing I did before. 12th fret G string, hammer onto 14, then 2 12s. It's that final lick. Okay, so as I said, those licks there you could play throughout this song really, and it's very similar to what he does throughout the song, Noel Gallagher does throughout the song, as those kind of lead fills throughout the verse and the chorus, and it's all in that kind of area. So let me just play it through slowly. Obviously there'll be a link below to the video of me playing both these solos, but at normal speed, at proper speeds, but I'll do them quite slowly here, so just to make it easier. Vibrato whenever I can. Let that bleed a little bit, that was my fault. Okay? As with this solo is one actually where you do want to hold those notes quite a long time at the end as well, and then slide away to nothing, and that's a real vibe of this song as well. He's got quite a lot of distortion on, and he's got a lot of sustain going on as well, so a bit of the reverb, and so he's just letting those notes run as long as possible, and obviously the other guitars are coming in over the top. It's a really cool sound, so that's also what you want to do, just a little bit of tone stuff. Okay. So first solo done, there'll be a short cut and there'll be second solo. Okay, my cat's staring at me, but I'm going to carry on regardless. So basically this solo is very, very similar, but it's got an E minor feel because now the first chord is an E minor. Okay, so it changes the feel. It's the same scale and it's going to be a lot of the same notes. We're going to slightly change the licks and it's just going to change the feel because of the underlying chord. And if you've watched any of my videos on that I've done on some theory, you'll find that that's very important to this kind of keys and scales and stuff. Anyway, I'll digress. Let's crack on. So this is the lick this is the solo that's all that kind of stuff. I didn't play that very well, but you get the idea. It's that solo. Okay, so it's in the bridge. So the first lick there is going to be 11th fret, sorry, G string, and I'm going to hammer onto 12. Then I'm going to go back and play that 11. So it's, again, tonally very interesting because it's unusual to us, especially for Noel Gallagher, who very much plays major pentatonic most of the time. Now we're literally in E natural minor would be the scale. So I'm going to stretch up and I'm going to play 14 on the D string, then 12 on the D string. So I'm going to finger it like this. So it's going to be stretch with my third finger. And then I'm in position, I'm in the right position to play the rest of the lick. So then from here I'm going to re-pick this 12th fret D string, I'm going to hammer onto 14. Then I'm going to play the 12th fret twice. So that first lick. Again, lots of distortion on, you know, and lots of vibrato. That's what we're going to do. So the next lick starts the same. It's going to be 11th fret G string, hammer onto 12, then 11th fret on the G string, then I'm going to play 14 on the D, then 12 on the D. Okay, so that's all exactly the same. Okay. Then I'm going to re-pick 12, then I'm going to move down to 11 on the G, then 12, and that's my lick there. So it's going to be... And that's how I'm going to play it with my fingers as well. That first bit the same. And just jump down with my first finger. It's not fast enough to warrant playing, you know, staying in that position. You could do though, there's no harm doing it. You could do it like that, but he wouldn't, so I'm not going to. The cat's causing trouble in the house. Right, so the first two licks done. To end that lick, it's a little bit hard to hear because it's the other kind of guitars, the rest of the song is coming in, but underneath we've got an extra, which is going to be bend on the 14. I think it's an up and down. It's a little hard to hear, as I say, and then 12 on the G. And I'm going to do that twice. So 14, bend up and down, then 12. So let me just play those two licks together. That's basically the vibe we want. Then the third lick is going to start the same as the first two. I'm going to 11th fret on the G, hammer on to 12. I don't know why I erred so much. Then back to 11 on the G. Then on the D string 14. Then 12 on the D. So it's all exactly the same. Then another hammer on 12 to 14. So it's just like the first lick so far. Then what I'm going to do is play 12 on the D. Then 14 on the D. Just working up the scale now. 12 on the G, 12 twice. Like that. Really cool lick. Again, very, very similar to these licks. Then I'm just going to do that basically twice, which is just a fast hammer on 12 to 14 and then 12 on the G. Very, very similar to what we did before, you know. So also, if you've learned any of his other songs from my other videos, these are all licks that you would have heard before, sometimes in different keys, but he's very consistent with how he plays it. This could almost be the solo to live forever in a lot of ways, that first half of the main solo anyway. What we have there is in the solo cover I've done, I'm playing then, and that's a separate guitar, okay? And all that's doing is a bend on the 14th fret G string and then 12 on the B. A unison bend over and over again. Again, a very classic Noel Gallagher thing to do. Not necessarily to play it to get this solo right, but that is what's then going on there, okay, before this guitar comes back in. So there's at least kind of 4 guitars going on, and this guitar that's doing that is just kind of going along in the background, and it's lower in the mix, so it's not as easy to hear. But at this point you can hear it because this main guitar stopped. So as you come out of the and then straight, you can hear that just going on underneath. So in terms of learning the solo, do that or not, it doesn't really matter too much because it is technically a different guitar. If I was, you know, I've never like gigged this song, so what I'd probably do there is get the other guitar player to do it possibly and see how that sounds, or I might just do it myself, or I might leave the gap. The gap works as well. And the actual final lick of this guitar, of this main guitar doing this solo, is a lick where we're going to run down the guitar. So I'm going to just move the guitar rather than move the camera. We start at 12. I'm just going to run down basically, you know, this scale, G major, E minor. And then I'm going to slide 12 to 11, then the same thing, but now down 11 to 9, then it's going to be 9 to 7, then it's going to be 7 to 5, then it's going to be, see if I can get it in, okay, so now at 5, 5 to 4, so our B notes, then we're going to go to that A note, 2nd fret now on the G string, and I'm going to pick again and pull off. So if I move my guitar back, I'm going to go. Then I'm going to re-pick the open. Then I'm going to play 2nd fret. Then I'm going to very slowly bend that 2nd fret. Like that. Okay, and that's that end lick. And that's actually almost the same lick that they do just before this solo, actually, at the end of the previous chorus. And so that's the lick. Again, I will just play that through slowly, and again, there'll be a link in the description of me playing it through of the video of me playing both these solos through full speed. So, okay, so get better in the middle. There we go. This is where these would come in, or not, and then the final lick. And then it's back into the chorus. And that's basically, yeah, that's the 2 solos. So those are the 2 main solos. Intro solo is, as I said, very, very indicative of what you hear throughout the rest of the song. Lots of this. Especially during the chorus, that's the main lick he does, and you can see it's very much just that 12th fret to 14th fret hammer on the D string and then 12th fret G string. And then, you know, all of those licks, so that's what the intro solo is really, really good for, and then the bridge solo is the main solo. So that's it. Just let me know if there's any other parts of the song you want me to go through, because there's a lot of different bits of solo in it. I didn't want to go through the whole song because I go so slowly anyway, it would take me hours. So that's just basically the two main parts of the solo that I think are the two main bits. Anyway, I can't get my words out. So yeah, just comment on the video if you'd like me to go through any other parts of this song. I've already got my next solo learnt, which is from a song called Don't Go Away, which is off the same album as this, so that will be coming probably next week. And as usual, please comment on the video. Please, my cat's being super naughty at the moment. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I don't know what she's found. I'm going to go and rescue whatever the cat is trying to destroy, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.